folks. My name is Winton and I'm a member of the Connections Church here at Inverloch, and just have the privilege of bringing you Wednesday Word for this coming week. This past Mother's Day was somewhat different from the past 67. That's a bit of a disclosure about my age, as it was the first one without my mum being alive, the first one without her with us to celebrate her special place in our lives. She went to glory last year at the ripe age of 97, having lived a long and fulfilling life. So of course, this first Mother's Day since her passing was different. It meant that I had an excess of warm-heartedness flowing through my veins, which had to be targeted. And so this year, my wife June had a better than average Mother's Day celebration. All this energy and creativity surged through my heart and mind and meant that I was on the front foot with her kids in planning gifts and making sure they were okay with my efforts. And then there were the gifts. Was this most beautiful of cards with my best prose expressing the love of her children for her and my love to boot. So even if I dare to say it myself, I excelled. So Mother's Day 2021 was quite a triumph here. Now I know that Mother's Day is different for all of us. We're not all blessed with happy family life. So I share this Wednesday Word. As I do that, I'm very conscious. This is my story and it's uniquely mine, and I hope it might be encouraging and somewhat inspirational for you. For me, I've been blessed with very strong generational experiences and influences that have lasted for the full extent of my life so far, all 67 years. As I mentioned, Mum lived to her 97th year and was a woman of faith, loving, caring and encouraging. My dad lived to his 94th year and passed away in 2019. Again, a strong godly influence over my life. And still the older generation influence continues, as my mother-in-law Dawn, who is a strong, loving prayer warrior of a Christian and well into her 90s, is keeping that whole generational influence in our lives, well founded with God's love flowing through her faith and her intercession on our behalf. How blessed am I? That's all I can kind of say in one way. How blessed am I that I have such people behind me? I've been on the receiving end of this foundational legacy of godly influence all my life and beyond, even before I was born. It has marked my journey, no doubt, keeping me aware of God's guidance and place over my choices, my ministry, my struggles, my joys, my marriage and my family life. I've been blessed beyond measure through these godly generational influences. On the other hand, I don't want to be void of a similar influence myself. I want to carry on the torch of godly influence. It's my greatest hope that even now in my 68th year, that I'm becoming more and more truly that Psalm 112 man. Let me read just a few verses from Psalm 112. Praise the Lord. Blessed is the man who fears the Lord, who finds great delight in his commands. His children will be mighty in the land. The generation of the upright are blessed. Yes, as I've said, I have been blessed, and that continues. But I also want to be a blessing, as this psalmist encourages, for my children and their children. In retirement, I don't want my life to be redundant or ineffectual. I want it to be rich and influential, impacting and making a difference. Something that's consequential. I want to keep the flip side of the coin of generational influence going. Lord, hear my prayer. I love it that we can share like we did last Sunday at a family gathering to celebrate birthdays of two of my grandchildren, gorgeous sisters aged 6 and 3. And as Nanny and Pa walk in the room, we are greeted with cheers of excitement and delight with hugs and kisses. And when the time for the dance recital takes place to Frozen 2, then Pa is found and called and insisted that he comes and sits in his designated seat and becomes a passionate, cheering, fully immersed audience member. Now, over time, that generational influence will change. They're not going to remain 6 and 3. They'll alter as children do and grow and mature, and so will our relationship. It will look different in time. And of course, this includes their beautiful parents, our kids, my children. And yes, the same applies, that I be and remain a strong, godly, generational influence in their lives. I'm wanting to continue to be there, to support, to love, to pray, to listen, to speak words of encouragement, so that the generation of the upright will be blessed. Under God's grace and blessing, may that be both now for me and for a very long and fruitful set of years to come. Could it be to my 97th year? Why not? I certainly have good genes for such a hope. Bless you guys. Thanks for paying attention, and may God bless you.